Good morning, peeps. Monday, the 7th of April. We're a week into Q2 and it's not getting any better than Q1, I can tell you that. But some interesting opportunities could be on the horizon. Um, and we will start off with the old bitty. So, last week, we kind of just spent really all of last week saying that the daily and the weekly looked a bit wrecked, and we finally got that breakdown on a Sunday of all things. A Sunday, hey? A Sunday of all things. So, very simple right here, right now. Especially if you're not really in too many trades at the moment, like me. I was short from 87k, but I got stopped out on this liquidity wick, so I'm actually not in a Bitcoin trade at the moment. And my trade from early March 77k has been stopped out, which was obviously massively de-risked over 84. So really, the aim of the game right now is we do have a CME gap up above. It's probably like around here. So this is a good short zone, of course. You could obviously pull your Stuber on the 4 hour here, either from there, the local one, or from the liquidity grab. Probably from the local one is probably good. Um, and yeah, if you get some sort of like higher low, possibly on the hourly. Oh, we're being slow this morning. Extra slow this morning, guys. Bear with me. So yeah, if you see some sort of like double bottom here with good risk, you could possibly. Oh damn, we went all the way down to 74. You know, we are getting quite close. Um, so yeah, if you have like per your strategy, if we like double bottom here, possibly you could like relong this with a little stop just below. If not, really the next trade is to like long either the gain of the daily open, which takes you back up to here, and then just short the Q2, or yeah, short daily open if we don't get past it, back down into this demand, and then see what happens. Uh, Personally, I'm gonna just like see how it goes. If a trade setup comes, for example, like we reject off this daily open and we come back down in here, and we're in the combination band, and you know we just diverge again, I might be willing to take a little like scalp, especially just because this stops 1%, so the risk is fine. But other than that, I think I'm fairly happy with just watching this happen. Uh, Obviously, with that 71k Bitcoin in mind, for buying spot and stuff. Now, ETH has fast tracked this move. We are going to check the volume actually. Should we just check the volume now? Let's check the vol quick. Is this the Nance chart? It's Bybit. Let's go on Nance. And obviously, feel free to put some coins in the chat so we can do a nice, concise one. So yeah, we're getting like very, very heavy selling pressure down here on the daily, and we're breaking levels and stuff like that. So this is probably going to continue. Maybe a little bounce up to the VHR, but if anything, we are going to see this very soon. And I am expecting, without going too much into politics, we're probably expecting some tariff retaliation, some more uncertainty, and then hopefully we can get a deal done. Because, yeah, obvious reasons. But yeah, we are getting high on the stablecoin demand. However, last but not least, this is not done yet because I was actually checking last night because we were at support, for example, like ETH and stuff. And I was like, what's the long to short ratio? Because this is going to tell me a lot about how I want to operate in the market in the next like couple of days. And we were just like last night, we were at 2.2 to 1. 2.2 longs in the market to 1. That's like 70% of the market is long. So just it's just not going to stop just yet. It just isn't. So yeah, that's Bitcoin really quickly, and yeah, I'm not gonna tell you about like I can't I'm not gonna tell you about 50k and stuff like that because we just don't know yet. But all I know is that this is an accumulation zone, and this is now gonna be the selling zone up here, this top range. So do with that information what you will. Yeah. let's have a look at ETH. So ETH's fast tracked itself down to 1.5, which is was quite evident last week. After this wick, this candle didn't even need to close as long as we were under the Q2. It was looking giga wrecked on the daily, and so we've got that move now. If we just go to the weekly, this is like major weekly support down here. Yeah, it's pretty. This is down in the dungeons, to be honest. But yeah, we have had that weekly close, and this oscillator is getting very close to bottoming out, but it just could do a lot more. So I think the general game plan for ETH here is just more of the same. We are in demand zone, so if we can get a daily close above, I think this is, yeah, the weekly swing. That would be nice. I think just at the moment you have to defer to the weekly. So for example, if this weekly candle closes above, and we're obviously in the oversold territory, and then the daily looks like it might be trying to carve something out, it's possible that you could long this up to Q2 just for like a bounce. 20%. We could definitely have a 20% relief, or maybe some like, yeah, but it's looking pretty wrecked at the moment, actually, in general. I do want to buy something, but there's just so much uncertainty with the tariffs and stuff. I would like to know. Let's have a look at the sentiment before we look at the liquidity and liquidation. Has anyone bought any spot, like even just the tiniest bit? Yeah, injective. So I think I actually bought some injective spot because I just had orders set on $7. So yeah, I mean I bought a little bit. I'm gonna stake it. This is literally where. So for stuff like this, I know I don't. I'm not putting like loads and loads of like. I'm not putting like massive orders in, but like for stuff like fat and injective, this is actually where I was accumulating like bull market. So it just feels wrong to not at least try and buy a bit down here, and then like, yeah, maybe we'll get a relief up to March, or who knows. Who knows? But yeah, is Tesla at 180 yet? Let's just have a look at this real quick. Not yet. Not yet. So we won't have a look at that. But oh yeah, one thing I quickly wanted to talk about: hype spot down 10 down to 8. Yeah, I saw hype below 10 last night actually, and I thought that's very very interesting. Injective, I'll come back to. I bought some hype to lower trading fees. Yeah, fair. Especially when they're getting a lot of FUD at the moment. Hype. We all know that FUD is usually some sort of bottom. But so one interesting thing is Nike, which is coming down to this like long-term demand. If anyone's interested in stocks, I'm just going to talk about this very very briefly. So Nike have obviously loads of their workers in Vietnam and Cambodia and stuff like that, but um, I think it's very likely that, well, this is more on speculation, but obviously we've had the news that I think it was Nam want to do zero tariffs now. They're going to put no tariffs in America if America take them off, and I think that's obviously advantageous for America. So if Trump was smart, he would take that deal and stuff like that. So if you are looking into stocks that are possibly undervalued due to the tariffs, Nike's an interesting one, which they could actually have a zero tariff deal on the table, which would obviously see like a pump, at least of about 50%. So definitely interesting one to watch there. I don't really do stocks that much, but yeah. And I am waiting for Tesla at 180. I will be buying some at 180, just so you know. But yeah, same with Levi's. I think, yeah, Levi's is another good one. Yeah, I just think before I don't really want to go too much into the politics, but that deal has to be done. Like, it would be silly for not for all parties. Oh my god, the fix is at 50. Whoa, sorry. Jesus Christ. Jesus. It's crazy. Amazon holds pretty well in recessions, doesn't it? So yeah, there could be some interesting plays definitely in the stock market. Um, and obviously Bitcoin, crypto is down bad. Let's just have a look at let's do injective quickly. So yeah, I've got this little thing which is possibly something like that, but really who knows at the moment. All we know is that we are in giga demand. I'm gonna put the weekly swing on. The top one's about 9.3. We actually hit it there. Let's take some of these off. Excuse me. We'll just put the weekly swing on now. Something like that, and something like. I guess we'll just put this one on. It's probably more like that though. So yeah, we are in like giga um, support all the way down here, and on the weekly, 5.3 to where we are now, $7. I mean, how much lower can you get really? How much lower do you want? I remember seeing this at like $1, but I didn't buy any. So yeah, accumulation zone. If you got really big balls, I actually bought a bit just because I had orders set, and I'm just gonna stake it. I'm just gonna add it to my staking stack. But yeah, um, in terms of setups as well. Oh, Solana hit $100. Okay, nice. I think I actually might have had a few orders set on 3x Solana in between 94 and 99 ish. So I've probably been hit on a few of those, which I need to like make sure I've got a stop in. But yeah, in general, it's not a bad place to buy some spot or try to catch like a low leverage long, especially when you see possible reversal happening on the low time frame. So maybe on the hourly, like divergence stuff like that. But yeah, what are you guys looking at? Because I actually haven't looked at the market since. I mean, I looked at it last night, but grass makes no sense, bro. I keep telling you guys about this token. It absolutely makes no sense. It literally makes zero sense. I hate trading it. So I guess we could delete that now. Has that played out nice? Yeah, it really does just. I mean, I guess this is the most sense it's made in a while. It's like held there, and it like got rejected there. It's just a bit. I just think that chart looks a bit weird. It's not really the one, is it? This is surely going to come down further. That does not look that strong. Break. That's a lower low. So yeah, I did do a Stuba from here to here, but looking at this lower low, I mean there could be another one. That's already played out. I guess it does respect Stubas quite well, at least. That doesn't everything, eh? I'm looking at Ada. Grass makes no sense. Yes, it does. Hype, yeah, hype. Let's have a look at hype. Let's have a look at you know, Fartcoin. I actually just holding so strong. I know I've been talking about this for a little while because I want to accumulate some, but if there's one thing that I wanted to dump like 20% yesterday, it was this, or like 30%. and it just hasn't. I don't know why. Seems to just be really strong. Let's take some of this stuff off as well. So yeah, the wait continues for the fart. I'm feeling bloated by now. I'm joking. What did you say? Ada. It's such a yeah. I mean the general playbook for anything is going to be okay. We're in a mega drown trend, but we're probably at some sort of accumulation zone. But it could definitely do more. This could do a little bit more. This is dropping this this swing right now in here. So this could definitely do more into there. Yeah. Let's have a look at this on the weekly. Something at 5.0. Mm, not too bad right now. So yeah, I think as a general rule right now, I think the easiest trade here is to probably short the daily weekly open if we don't gain it. And conversely, a gain of that would take you back up to like March or this level or the Q2 level, whatever we've been rejected from recently over the weekend, because there is a CME gap there. Right now, obviously, giga uncertainty, lots of fear, so generally just probably short that with a stop if that's what you're looking at. What's the stop? I mean, it's moving mad with these fluctuations. Are moving crazy at the moment. If the stop of your if you're looking at a trade like this, say on something, and you're like, okay, I want to short the weekly open, but my stop's a little bit too. Say this was like 4 or 5%. Just don't take the trade. It's just too volatile right now. This one's not too bad. You could put like a 2%, 4 or 5x. It's okay. But obviously, you kind of want to see like an hourly close beneath the level first. And even then, if you get an hourly close below, it can still regain on the 4 hour. So always defer to the 4 hour or the higher time frame. But yeah, for example, like Arve's in like a giga accumulation zone, but it just doesn't look like it's going to stop soon. So I just don't want to test my patience with it yet. This daily candle could flip up and close above the weekly in September. Okay, there might be something there. But as of right now, if you're not in the position already, you should probably just looking to either scalp or just wait for the long, wherever we do stabilize. And that will probably be quite soon because Bitcoin is getting there. It's getting into that 71, 72. We did hit 74.5, so yeah, we're like we're in the dungeons now, guys. We are in the dirty dungeons. But yeah, look to long, possible short on the weekly open, but a little bit risky. Look to short for sure, definitely this. And that's just the gist of things. And you are permitted to buy some spot if you have that, if you have the facilities. What's happening with the Asia stock exchanges? Well, let's actually have a look at the liquidity and the liquidations first. So I'm still on CoinGlass, by the way, so bear with me. It might be incorrect, but we do have some orders at 74.3k, and some more big ones are just below 74 or around 74. So that's the local stuff. Just beneath, if I just go, that's just beneath this low. So we do have some stuff coming in to hold it, but could easily be pulled to go slightly lower. And obviously we know I've just told you that long to shorts is like 2.2 to 1. So just expect this to keep dipping. And yeah, obviously daily, weekly open important. It's a possible short, but it's a little bit risky. This is a definite short up here. Anywhere in here. If we do bounce now, I mean. And if not, just go a little bit lower and then gig along this. But generally, so like I said, I was in my short from, it must have been here, around here, and I've been stopped out of that now. So now that I'm not necessarily in a position, I don't want to force things here. There's a lot of things that's going to be happening this week. You know, Fed chair news. It's just like very very uncertain. So you want to make sure that you have your triggers in place and that you're not kind of mixing up the news with the charts. If you see something on your charts which is like 1 or 2% stop, your setup's there, you got divergence, you got combination back, whatever your setup is, whatever your rules are, obviously take it with no emotion and you're stopping. But I just generally don't want to force anything here, um, just because you're gonna get burnt. So just relax. Nothing too crazy. Actually, let's have a look at hype. I wish there was a hype chart that went back down to the listing price. Yeah, so this is currently bearishly retesting its daily weekly open. That looks weak. That looks weak right now. Who was talking about hype 8 to 10? Yeah, bum. I don't know, man. It's like if you're on spot, it's completely fine to buy some. But like, if you're operating on leverage here, I just would just consider some ultimate caution. Because even like shorting all the way down here, like yeah, the long to short ratio is crazy, so you could short this, but we're just giga bull diving. So yeah, you could short that if the 4 hour closes like that. Where's all the liquidations then? I might as well turn it on this as well. So let's go to Nance. So yeah, we're getting down really far into like the low leverage stuff now on Bitcoin, which is just down here in between 73 and 71.5. And we obviously have some high leverage stuff at, call it 81k, right down here. So if we do gain the weekly open, we're going to take the high leverage stuff and probably maybe even up here. And if we don't, we're going to just come into this sort of stuff. So really no action to be done right here. I'll just check coin glass just to see if there's any confluence. Yeah, so we got a giga liquidation pocket at 85k, which is like right here, just above this wick here on March. So yeah, wherever we go first, you just want to go the other way. If we go down, you want to long it up to here. If we go up, you want to shore it up down to here. Simple. Simples. Personally, I will not be. If I'm gonna trade this week, it's probably gonna be from the 3 or the 15 minute, and it's gonna be a scalp with a tight stop and possibly turn into more of a swing trade. But yeah, same with Levi's. Yeah, Levi's. There will definitely be some other companies that could benefit from a possible trade deal. Um, but I'm not too aware of them. So if you guys have any, feel free to slap them in the chat. We'll have a look. But yeah, as for this tariff stuff, I'm not really sure how long it can last. We're already like, I was just watching the news this morning. We're already seeing some like countries obviously calling in to America. Obviously, I told you like Vietnam. You guys probably know NAB want to do zero tariffs and stuff like that. So hopefully we're gonna get some deals done. Because if not, I think it's gonna be a bit of a disaster. So yeah, just so you know though, we are in accumulation zones. Actually, do you know what? Let me go check something quick. Feel free to ask me a question in the meantime. Yeah, so a few limits been hit. Uh, Link, Soul, Fet, they're all up actually. Let's check my bluffing. Ooh, that's not nice. What happened there? It stopped. Yeah, ETH spin stopped. Okay, fine. What is ETH doing right now? Yeah, I mean, it has dropped. So like I said, I had some 3x orders. ETH was actually, yeah, so in between 1,560 and 1,520, and I've been stopped on that. Sol is doing fine because it was quite low down, like in here. They haven't all been hit, but they've just been kind of like wicked. I need to put some stops in this, by the way. I don't want to risk too much. I'm literally catching a falling knife right now, but I've had these orders set for ages on 3x. So, Link, yeah, just literally at this low. If we drop this low, I'm gonna cut it like very quick. And that was about 10.2 to 10.7. I actually did that recently, actually, in the last few days. But yeah, I mean, like, that is something that you possibly want to buy on spot if you like Link. Although, it just doesn't, it looks a bit, you maybe want to wait for something like that. So, that, like, don't panic. Like, if you're looking to buy spot, you have lots and lots of time over the next couple of months. It's not like it's going to be, it's not like this is going to be right there and then see ya, we're up at the Helio Open. Like, it's going to take, if we are going to, like, bounce here, it's going to take, like, a month to bottom out on these, like, stuff like that, whatever. 4 days of touching grass. So, yeah, is everyone just kind of just like looking at the dump really? Oh, who's kickable doing? What's render doing? Yeah, render's at its low. Tier is low, low, low down, and so is Tau. Jeez. I actually broke that level. Yeah, that weekly candle really needs to come and close above. Otherwise, it's giga wrecked. Otherwise, giga wrecked. And this is big, big. This is like huge support. Interesting. Very interesting. So yeah, why is Fartcoin not dumping as well? Please, sir. I want to buy some Fartcoin. But yeah, in general, I think today we're just gonna have to wait for the US Open and be a bit patient with this market. I'm not really trying to force anything. Sometimes it's better to just. Fartcoin is holding really well, but I want it to dump. It's the only coin I want to dump, probably, bro. And it just isn't. Like I was looking at the market yesterday, and I'm like seeing like AVAX down 20%, RV down 18%. I'm like, what's Fartcoin doing? Oh, it's only down 8%, 10%. What? This needs to do 20, 30 down, bro. But yeah, this is a bit of a sticky situation to try and force a trade. So, yeah, if no one's got any questions or any things they're looking to trade, I might just round it up quite soon. Otherwise, we could look at the weekly closes quickly, but generally, we need to wait for the open and see what happens because we're probably going to gap down one more time. But let's see. Like we are in giga buying zones, especially on spot. Like the VIX hit 60. ETH's below 1.5k. Bitcoin's not quite at the like full level. So, but yeah, we've nearly touched this. Oops. Very close, very close, very close. I took a long on Argo yesterday, but took profit too early. Yeah, it is take profit too early in this market time. Ergo. Oh, like one of the only coins that's pumping Ego. Damn, 100%. That's crazy, bro. You probably took profit here in it, and I can understand why. Can completely understand why. I set up a bot on it 3 hours prior to the pump. Yeah, so like down here. Jesus. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Oh, did we get a new long to short? Yeah, we did get a new long to short quickly. It's. Oh no, we didn't. Yes, we're still at 2.1. 2.1, 2.2. So, yeah. In general, we're going to have to wait to see how this plays out. What's my entry price on this? 10.4. Let's do 10. Oh, catching falling lives is really not the one, is it? Even on 3x sometimes. I hate setting orders like ages ago, and then when it comes to it, you're like, oh, actually, I didn't really want those, but I want to stick to the plan, and then it's just like, oh, fuck. Optimus catches the knife for me. Yo, I actually know about Optimus. I actually bought some ages ago, but then I was like, fuck this project. Was it Opti? No. Yeah, Optimus AI. Yeah, I actually see the vision on this because when the Optimus robot does come out, the memes are gonna be absolutely insane. So the one coin that's gonna have like already have the basically the face of it is Optimus AI because it's obviously about the Optimus robot. So I actually see the vision on that. But yeah, it's just giga wrecked, isn't it? It's giga wrecked. But yeah, I don't really have too much else to say today apart from I'm waiting for the open and then we're gonna see what happens today into tomorrow. Usually the Sunday move gets reversed on Monday, obviously due to the CME gap and it's obviously weekend fuckery. So watch for some retests higher to short back down. I'm still looking at like 71, 72k Bitcoin, possibly even 69 to bottom out at, but we'll have to see. Obviously, refer to Smolio's post as well in the pro signals. No Popcat today. You're right. What am I doing? You're actually 100% correct. I think all we have to say on Popcat is this is the all-time. This is like the daily swing low, and the 4-hour swing low is about 10 cent. So we're just like in. We're obviously just down in the dungeons in Goblin Town right now. But this is also bearishly retesting its daily weekly open, so yeah, that's happening. I just don't really see too much opportunity for like a high probability trade at the moment. Apart from possible short, which we already actually missed in this overlapping demand in the area, and now we've down into here. Just out of interest, 8%, 2% stop, not bad. Yeah, it's just things are just really far down, and we just want to see some regains for buying. If not, we want to see Bitcoin at 71, 72k. And other than that, it's a bit of a waiting game at the moment for me. But yeah, I'll go for a little recap quickly and then, yeah, just FYI, Jack. Optimus A is not affiliated. Yeah, yeah, it's not affiliated. It's basically a meme coin, bro. It's a meme coin. Oh, you're talking about the robot? Oh, lol. That Optimus AI is a meme coin. I know very much. You're talking about the actual robot. I started looking at it. Popcat's out because it's respecting Stube is quite good. Yeah, it does respect Stube. It respects TA quite well, bro. Popcat. So if you were learning to scalp on possibly the 3 minute, like if I was looking to trade this volatility, I would probably be on the 3 or the 15 on Popcat. So now we have a higher high. You know, you could pull your Stuber from there. Oh, we got demand zone that might hold. If not, the pocket. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you can do on this. There is a lot of stuff. We might just do. Maybe tomorrow we'll spend like a little bit of time doing some scalping like we used to do. Is APT dead? Is this thing dead? This thing is dying. Jesus Christ. What's H-bar doing? Oh, okay. Interesting. Look at some of this stuff though, man. Jesus. That's not even the right level. I broke it on the last weekly candle. This weekly candle is going to be very important to try and flip. I just don't see it happening right now. That's why I'm kind of just like, I'm gonna just oversee the market from the sidelines. Just quick scalps here and there. If I see a nice setup, I'll take it. If not, I kind of just want to just wait, keep my liquidity, keep my spot. If we do, if we do get that 71k Bitcoin, then I'll start deploying some stuff into some spot and then just wait it out generally. In terms of like the actual tradable side, again, I'll just go over it quickly before I stop the stream. What should we do it on? Injective, for example. Daily weekly open. Gain. Test up into Q2 or March, wherever this swing is in here. For a short, by the way. Gig of shorting zone, everything up here. Fail, we're probably going to go down, and for example on Bitcoin it's going to be 71, 72 that I'm looking at. And yeah, we'll see if we can catch a long down there, actually. Every time I say like, oh, this is the next level, I might be buying spot, I'm like, it gets there, we're like, actually we could do another leg down. Oh. Jeez. Oh, jeez. This is literally how I felt. I started looking at Popcat. Yeah, study Popcat. It's very fun to trade. It's very forgiving sometimes. Just use 3x and have your stops at like 2-3% raw, 2% raw. But still need to be a bit more back testing. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the 3-5-15 is very nice. Yeah, exactly. It's very very good. And if you're bored on the weekend, Popcat is very fun as well. A whale deposited 4.5 million USDC into Hyperliquid and went long on ETH at 145 with 20x, bro. Jesus. That's a big trade. Maybe he knows something that we don't, and the deal's coming. But yeah, right now, guys, just try and be careful. Just try and be careful and don't force anything. And yeah, we're gonna see how this week plays out. And yeah, I'm gonna stop my recording now.